It started as an idea, it became a dream, and now it's becoming a reality. No one foreseen it happening, it just happened. But enough of the chit chat. It's game time!
Do you like football? Do you appreciate good commentary? Enjoy the factual entertainment we call podcast. You won't regret it. Tune in while you can. They aren't on forever.
Clocked in, minds at work, stadium's my only church. IQUC, I come in first. NFL, I'll wait my turn. Brucey is the QB1, Timmy is the football nerd. Ryan's hopping on them takes, religious reek will bless with words. Last but not the least is Reese, he shows opinions over. Hova speaks his mind while staying sober. Spits his facts, come watch or show. Your hat is on backwards, you know it's for clothes. Are you lucky they started this show that you're clover? Think that your brain is super, then Nova. Tune in while you can, you'll hate when it's over.
All right, welcome in, everyone. We are the Football Guys, and this is the Football Guys podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ryan. I'm joined alongside Tariq, Religious Jackson, Reese, hat on backwards means business row, and Timmy Goat DeJoseph. We got a bunch of topics we're going to get to. Once again, we are out of Goat Madness. When you're hearing this episode, you will have already heard our finals. So hope you're pleasantly pleased to find out Jerry Rice is the winner. I unfortunately wasn't. I'm sure our residential Niners fans are.
He also won the fan vote, too.
Yeah, he won the fans vote, so it's a double-double. That being said, we got a bunch of topics. Yeah, I'm not a big Jerry Rice guy. That being said, we got a bunch of topics to get into. News broke today for us as we're filming this Tuesday night. The Eagles are re-signing longtime right tackle, Jason Peters.
Left tackle.
He's actually left tackle. I was right the first time. And they signed him on as a guard to plug in for Brandon Brooks, who went down off-season injury. Also, we're going to talk about Jadeveon Clowney. He remains unsigned, and there's no real clear path of where he's going to end up. I thought maybe the Eagles, with all that talk that he wanted to be here possibly, and he would play for less money on a one-year contract, but now they're paying JP a little considerable chunk of change considering he's 38 years old. I think that I know the positions don't match up, obviously, but I think that makes Clowney that much less likely to sign here. Also, the Madden ratings are out for the quarterbacks and the halfbacks. So we're going to get into that. And then also, we're bringing back a segment that we've had before, and I'm not going to talk about that too much right now. We'll get into that when we get into it. Anyway, let's kick things off with let's start with the Eagles news with Jason Peters. Tim, what do you got on that whole situation?
Well, first I want to say I think it's a good idea. Peters' problem in the last couple of years is he's kind of slow off the ball, which as a guard is not that big of a thing. It's when you're pulling and stuff, it's a little bit more of a thing, but in straight up pass blocking as a guard, it's not going to affect the speed as much. But I feel like you guys, Reek and Ryan, have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok with this big news talk. Re-signing a guy, in my opinion, is not big news. It's good news, but it's not big news. That's like me and Reese are Niners fans. If Joe Staley resigned tomorrow and they promised us big news, I would feel cheated. Not that I wouldn't be happy, because I'd be ecstatic that he came back. But when I hear big news, I thought for sure it was Clowney, or you guys were making a play for Jamal Adams or something like that, or maybe signing Antonio Brown or something off the wall. Re-signing a guy that's been there for like 7 years now, to me is not really big news. So that's what I gotta say. So let's hear from an Eagles fan. What do you got, Reek?
So, for like 1 second, I was like, oh, maybe we can get Jamal Adams or Clowney. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, because the only two times that they've been signings that I was super duper excited for, well, I'll say three. Was the Namdi, because I wanted Namdi because he was killing in Oakland, but I didn't know who was going to use him, right? Byron Maxwell, because I fell for the hype thinking he's part of Legion of Boom. I say at least part of there, at least he could do something over here. Wrong. And then I said, Lord, please let's get Darius Slay, because I just know for a fact, like, this dude is young. He can play man-to-man. We need him, please. And we got him in the 12th hour. So signing JP was a great move. me and Bruce, I talked privately. Shout out to Bruce. Hope he doesn't make it to the podcast tonight. That he could be another 3 years in the league if he went to guard. He struggles with the speed of a DN, not the power. So when the DN makes that little bend and he can't get there on time, that's when he struggles. So now at guard, you don't have to worry about that because you have protection on both sides, right? So if he tries to run a stunt, you can pass him off and then you get the inside guy. If they try to do a spin move, you can kind of bump him to somebody else, but you're not going to get beat with speed unless you're going against Aaron Donald. Like outside of Aaron Donald, you're not really going to get killed with speed from that position because most D tackles are strong. They're not renowned for speed. So I think it's a good sign. I think they'll be fine. What you got, Ro?
Man, like Tim said earlier, this really ain't big news at all. I don't even know. We're talking about a 38-year-old offensive lineman. First and foremost, who the hell gets excited by the offensive lineman? The only time someone got excited by the offensive lineman, honestly, was the 49ers, and that was because of Trent Williams. But that's it. I mean, no one really gets excited about the offensive lineman. Only time we care about an offensive lineman is when they miss a block, get a holding call, or do something stupid that costs a game. So we're talking about an offensive lineman, you know what I mean? We don't really care about them. They're very close to being like kickers. We don't care about them until they mess up. Like, other than that, it's like what? Well, let's look at the facts. Okay, so Jason Peters coming back, right? He's going to be on the right side. He's going to be the right guard along with Lane Johnson on that right side, correct? I think, don't get me wrong, I must say that may work out well for the Eagles. That may shore up that right side, especially if you want to, run the ball and so forth, especially to help with Carson out. But my thing is this, you know what I mean? Are you going to run the ball more? Because we've seen every year, for some reason, Carson finds the injury bug. So is Jason Peters slow, fat ass? You know what? I'll probably take that back. I don't want to call him that.
Yeah, don't do that because he still can run. He's just like a locomotive. It just takes time.
Takes time. You got it takes a little bit to get up there. But when he gets it going, you know what I mean? He gets it going. But you're 38. It may take him a little bit more now to get going. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys are going to sign him for what? 1 year, I believe, $6 million. $6 million. Okay, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? Not too much. But this really isn't exciting news. It's not exciting news at all. It's like, okay, great. You know what I'm saying? How long is he going to last? What has Jason Peters been doing within his quarantine, which is another key thing? Has he been working out? Is he going to come to camp within next 2 weeks? Literally 2 weeks to the day when training camp starts. Is he going to come in shape? So what do you got, Ryan? I mean, what do you think about this whole supposedly big Eagles news? Ugh.
All right, so when I heard big news, I looked at the source, and it's Brian Baldinger. He's former Eagles, former Cowboy.
His
crazy fingers.
His
crazy fingers.
Crazy fingers. I swear, I met him in person a few times. I've done a few things for 97.5, and he used to do every Thursday there. Nice guy, but I'm gonna have to have a conversation with him because I personally, my hopes were never up. I actually, right when I saw that he had tweeted that out, my initial thought was that Jason Peters was going to be an Eagle again. He puts a lot of stock into the offensive line, being a former lineman himself. That being said, I'm going to have a conversation with him because he got a lot of my friends' hopes up. He got a lot of my fellow fans' hopes up. The move does, again, I agree with you and Tim. It does nothing for me. I get why it was done. It's not that it's the smartest thing to do. It's the safest thing to do right now. Because we're good. Eagles, don't let this Kansas City Chiefs shirt fool you. I am an Eagles fan. We would have been struggling with not having signed someone, right? Having lost Brandon Brooks because Brandon Brooks is a very, very, very important part of this Eagles offense. And Carson would have had a nightmare of a year. And like you said, fiberglass Carson, he would have went down pretty early in the season if they didn't find someone to plug in at that spot. But, it's fun to think about, hey, maybe we will get Jamal Adams. Maybe we will get Jadeveon Clowney. Maybe AB is going to come to Philly. But I kind of saw this coming. I'm not shocked. Let's just leave it at that.
Look at that. I have a thing
too.
Yeah, definitely did.
For a big news test, if Jason Peters signed with some other team, would anybody think it's big news?
Nope.
No.
Depending where he went.
And knowing him, he didn't want to go anywhere else. But I get your point.
No. I'm just saying for the big news factor. Like,
no.
if the other guys we talked about signed somewhere, that would be big news. But like if he went somewhere else, it'd just be like, okay, this sounded good offensive lineman.
I don't know. He's a multi-time All-Pro. So
yeah, he's 38. If he was 32,
38.
Yeah,
if he's 32.
He's not enough. Oh my gosh, I got Jason Peters at right tackle. We're about to win a Super Bowl. Like he's not that.
Yeah, like when the Eagles signed when they got Jason Peters, the first when they originally got Jason Peters, that was big news.
Yeah, when we traded for him.
Yeah,
that was huge.
Yes.
That was huge
Very
news. This is just like, okay, we got to see. Like you guys said, it's a safe pick. Who is your guys' left tackle too? I forget.
It's Dillard.
It's
our first
Dillard.
round pick.
Andre Dillard. So here's the interesting part about having Jason Peters back. Reek, if I'm not mistaken, Sayamalu, he's our left guard, correct?
Yes, he is.
So if this works out with Jason Peters, because I know he's a problem, Sayamalu, he's not always reliable. If this whole Jason Peters at guard thing works out, you get Brandon Brooks back in 2021. You have the option to maybe sit Sayamalu down and slide Jason. If you can get an extra 3 years out of him,
I think he might be able to. They might be able to cut him. I mean, I don't know how much guarantee money Sayamalu got. I mean, he got signed I think, a year or two ago. So you might be able to get out that deal if Peters ball out and he looking like he's so good. Absolutely, I would take him over Sayamalu. No question. Even at 40.
Right. Yeah. That being said, though, I mean, there ain't so much more we could talk about with that. Otherwise, this becomes the Eagles guys podcast and not the football guys podcast. And we definitely don't want that because we are we go for the universal market. So that being said, let's move things over to what's going on with Jadeveon Clowney because it seems like no one knows. I certainly don't have the answers, but that's why I'm bringing it to you guys. What do you guys got on that? What do you think, Reek?
So I think the issue with Clowney is that he is overvaluing himself. Like he really thinks he's that dude. Well, like, well, I can sign here, I can sign here, I can sign there. You don't realize how this works in the NFL. The longer you go, the less you get as far as money. Like, you're not a necessity no more to be signed, my good brother. Like,
No.
That was March. March was when you wanted to get your money, but again, you wanted $20 million a year, and people said, no. If you came in at maybe 13, 14 at that time, you might got what you wanted. So now you're like, well, I'll do 9 a year as long as I'm with a contender. Yeah, but these contenders are looking at your production. They're like, bro, you haven't had a 10-sack season, I don't think ever, and you're number one draft pick. So, like, number one, like, not just the first round pick, you're the number one pick in the draft. And you played with J.J. Watt, who, while you were there, had, I think, 20 sacks in the season, and you can't get 10? How? I don't understand that. Like, you're not getting double teamed. Like, how are you not getting 10 sacks in a year? Like, that's like if we got Brandon Graham, no one overall. We'd be killing Brandon Graham for only getting 9.5 sacks a year. So now you want all this praise and you're not producing like your fellow peers. So I don't know why he's overhyping himself, in my opinion. What you got, bro?
Honestly, I'm wondering if it's him or if it's agent. Just because looking at it, I heard, and I think his agent was Bus Cook, right? So, and supposedly he just fired his agent, literally a couple of days ago or yesterday, as I'm looking right here. So, I mean, honestly, with that being said, with Jadeveon Clowney, yes, I don't think he is understanding the temperature of the room, as I like to say, and understanding what's going on in the NFL. I really don't think the COVID has really helped him. I think it really has hurt him. But if teams really wanted to sign him for what he's asking for, then they wouldn't. He could just put a price out there and it already been signed. So clearly his production is not matching up with what he thinks and value himself as. And it's very true. Jadeveon Clowney, since you had that crazy hit against Michigan, you have literally done nothing. And that was in college. You know what I mean? We're talking about college. Ever since then, you have really done nothing, my guy. You know what I mean? You showed flashes of being this great edge rushers. But that's the thing. You've just shown flashes. They have come and gone. And that is it.
He made Reese and Ryan sad last January.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, man. Dirty player, man.
He did.
That's what he's known for now. He's known for the dirty hit. That's what he's known for.
But hey, look. With that being said, honestly, I understand, people looking at it as a dirty hit. Is it part of the game? Some people say yes. Some people say no. I say it is part of the game because I think there are a lot of players who take dirty hits, just like Rob Gronkowski. He took a dirty hit. He did a dirty hit. I forget who it was against. Buffalo Bills corner. I forget what his name was. But he did that same thing. He got fined. He didn't get ejected out the game. So, cool. It's part of the game. The problem is that when Jadeveon Clowney did it, it actually probably cost the Eagles a playoff win, especially how that game went and putting 40-year-old McCown in there. But either way, I want to move forward. So Jadeveon Clowney, clearly your production has not equaled up to what you're asking for, and I believe he's asking for what, like $10 million a year, 10 plus a year, bro. You're not getting that. I'm sorry, and I'm all for players going ahead and get as much as they possibly can get because you don't know how long you're going to be able to play. But if you're not producing to get that money, you're just not going to get it, and nobody's going to pay you that. I mean, I've seen rumors of the Browns and even you guys before possibly getting him. But I don't think that's going to happen. So what do you think, Tim?
Well, I'm going to go off of what Reek said. The guy thinks he's Reggie White. But production is more like, I don't know, Reggie Miller. If he played football. But he's in a tough spot here because some guys like say like a Von Miller was a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So he can bet on himself for 1 year, kill it, and get a big contract. But his production throughout his career so far doesn't show that he's able to have that one killer year.
Exactly.
Like you said, you were with J.J. Watt, who's getting double, triple teams sometimes, kind of like Aaron Donald is. And
yes.
You can't get – I think he had like 8 sacks, I think was the best, maybe 9.
I believe it was.
I think he averaged either 6 or just less than 6 sacks a year, which is not good for a number 1 overall pick. Like Reek said,
terrible.
Like Reek said, where you get drafted is definitely part of your thing. Like look at like Dak Prescott. He gets crap right now, and he's a 3rd round pick.
4.
Fourth round pick.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was the 6th pick in the draft.
Oh.
I mean, and that have it. So where you get drafted does matter. And I get trying to fire your agent, but at the end of the day, it's your career, and that agent works for you. And if you feel like, look, you came to me with a strategy, and the strategy is horrible, we need to change it up. If the agent refuses to change it, then you fire him. But you can't, like I said, you can't be like if Ryan Fitzpatrick became a free agent and he went there and tried to get the Patrick Mahomes deal or something. I mean, like, you have to know your place in the league. And like I said, I'm all for people getting as much money as they can because next year can be your last year in the league. But you have to be realistic. And like that's like if one of us went to our bosses and wanted to double our salary, I mean, and then like for no reason, like you'd have to have a reason to get it. You can't just get it because you want it.
I want my salary doubled. My reason is because my name is Reese Rowe. Okay, so double it. That's what Jadeveon Clowney's saying. He went to Seattle, only played 13 games, had 3 sacks last year,
and 2 of them were against us.
Exactly.
Right, and I got a degree, and my name is Tariq. I got a degree. I worked hard for this degree, so I need to be double.
Well, that's the funny thing about Clowney. Like who was it? I think Reek said about the Michigan, or you said it, Reek, about the Michigan hit. Like that is like really like his claim to fame. You think about it.
That's it.
It was a meaningless point of a game. It wasn't even like a big play in the game. It was just a big hit.
Yep.
So I think he'll end up going back to Seattle. Probably a 1-year deal, maybe 9 and 10 million 1 year. So maybe some incentives, but I can't see like maybe Cleveland because Cleveland likes to make bad decisions. But not that he's a terrible player. It's just I don't think he's a game changer. And right now, to bring a guy in July, he better be a game changer.
I'm going to go to Belichick for like $2 million.
I know.
Hey, that's always a good idea, man. But
Jesus Christ.
Right. Watch him with a Belichick for $2 million. Wouldn't
He'll-
shock me. Wouldn't shock
He'll
me.
have two first overall picks for like $4 million.
Right.
What you
Now,
thinking,
Bill
Brian?
would do that. Bill would just wait and say, "I'll just wait."
So I think he's got to be firing his agent yesterday. His agent's whispering all the wrong shit in his ear. And then, the initial report is I ain't signing for anything less than $20 million. Well, that ain't going to fucking happen. So.
Hasn't.
Hasn't, ain't gonna, never was.
Yeah.
And then you hear those reports about, in the past couple of weeks, about the Cleveland Browns were close on that money and they were willing to give them years. And now all of a sudden, I don't want to go to Cleveland. I don't view them as a win now mode. Like, what do you and your agent really want here? What is your agent telling you? Like, do you want to win or do you want your money? Because most of the time, you're not going to get both. His best case scenario.
Oh, yeah, good teams don't have money like that.
Right. His
They
best
just
case
gave up?
scenario.
My bad. Go ahead, Ryan.
Is to re-sign with Seattle. There's no better option for him because Seattle is a team that could. No disrespect to the Niners, Seattle could win the West this year. It's definitely going to be.
They could. I mean, it's up for
two-team
grabs.
battle. In my opinion, it's a three-team battle because Cardinals are going to be sneaky good this year. But yeah, so
league MVP.
if he wants to compete and get paid, maybe get like, you know what though? Don't be surprised if a team that has money to spend spends it. If the Jaguars move on from Yannick Ngakoue, maybe just as a plug and play maybe like a 2-year contract with like 12.5 guaranteed.
They don't want any more wins, man.
Yeah, I know, but is Jadeveon Clowney really plus that many wins?
You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
So,
one sack fumble could change the game.
Yeah, you're right.
He hasn't done it yet. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'd be shocked if he ends up anywhere but Seattle. But
I got a saying about like him firing his agent. I think it was Mike Wilbon said this years ago. It's like if you bring a lady home at night, you go on a date and you put Barry White on the radio, you can't get any. It's not Barry White's fault. That's what I feel like. It's not his agent's fault. He's not getting his money.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, no, I think his agent's doing a bad job of representing him, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But isn't he a big time agent though? This guy. I've heard the name before.
I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah.
Can't be Rosenthal because he gets you signed.
Yeah,
and he gets you
he
money.
gets you signed. He definitely gets you signed.
You get money, man. You might be in Easter Blip, but you won't get paid.
He'll get you out of jail.
He'll get you paid though. You may not go where you want to go, but he'll give you them dollars.
Your Reese, just a heads up, you're sideways, bro.
I see. Crap.
Sitting sideways.
Here we
you're
go.
You're in the Matrix, bro.
I'm in the Matrix.
What you got next, Ryan?
All right,
drinking that stuff.
We're gonna bring back a little segment we haven't done in a while since before we got into this Goat Madness thing. We're gonna bring back Ryan's hot slates. So I came up with a little question today. You guys have no idea what's coming.
Oh crap!
Yeah, that's the beauty. No, I'm not saying it like that. This one's pretty simple. What team do you guys think will have the biggest falling off this year?
Biggest falling off.
And which team will have the highest rise? Let's start with I think Tim's taking a second to brainstorm. And as an added bonus, let's throw in who you think Rookie of the Year would be. So, and then I'll write them down, and I'll do a little something for whoever got that right at the end of the year. Let's start with you, Reek. You're up top.
Okay. Rookie of the Year. Normally it's a quarterback. So if Tua playing from the rip, I mean, he only got the best shot for sure. I don't know if he's going to be able to play. Justin Herbert, I don't think Justin Herbert hits the field running. So then you look at receivers. Could be CD. Could be Jalen Reagor. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to say Tua starts the year. I'm going to say Tua Tagovailoa wins Rookie of the Year. I think it starts from day one. And then the team with the biggest rise –
the biggest fall, right?
Oh, you said biggest fall. My fault.
Biggest fall.
You said
the highest rise.
Oh.
Fall.
the biggest rise first, it might be Miami. It might be Miami. I don't know. I could see them being a 7th seed at like 8-8. I could see them winning games they shouldn't win. I think the biggest fall. See, when you say biggest fall, you're looking at teams that are, elite. I think the biggest fall might be Minnesota. They got Green Bay they got to deal with all the time, right? This year they got Dallas as well. I mean, I can see Minnesota falling. I mean, they got a lot. I mean, Stephon Diggs isn't no joke. And I know everybody hyped about Justin Jefferson. I was too. He can play. I don't think he's Stephon Diggs out the rip. So I think Minnesota might be the one team that falls the most. What I mean by falling the most, I mean they don't make the playoffs. That's my thing. So, what you got, Tim?
1 second. I was just checking something Bruce said. Hold on 1 second. You go first, bro.
Yeah, I can go. Honestly, the person who I have as that is going to get Rookie of the Year plays on the Chiefs.
Hold up. We got to cut in real quick.
No, I'm looking at it. I don't see it anywhere, man.
We can't confirm this yet. I'm gonna put it out there just in case. That way we said it before anyone. Bruce just put in our podcast group chat that Antonio Brown signed with the Texans.
Wow.
So with the Titans, you said with the Texans, right?
Yeah,
the Texans. Wow. Because I sure as hell was going to just say with them losing Nuke, how the Texans was going to be the biggest drop-off. But if they get AB, holy moly. I
see that they're one of the teams looking
that
at
is up
but
there
go
for
ahead.
AB.
Yeah, but look at it. But go ahead, bro.
Well, that's what I was looking up. I looked at ESPN. I'm looking at Adam Schefter on Twitter. There's nothing on that, so
okay.
So it might be in the works, but nothing happened yet.
But still, as I was saying, I mean, Rookie of the Year, I got Clyde. I got Clyde, the running back for Kansas City. I think he's going to fit into that offense really well. We know what Andy Reid loves to do when he has great running backs, and he is a short running back. And you guys know very well on what he did with a 5'7", 5'8" running back before. And Clyde, I'm trying to say his full name. What is it? Hilaire,
Edwards.
Edwards Hilaire. Edwards Hilaire, he can run the rock. He can catch the ball at the backfield. Many things that Andy Reid loves. And honestly, I think he won't have to go to too many of the 3 running backs that he had to this past year because they can put Clyde in there. Well, I guess the biggest thing is going to see how well he can learn the offense. But I think he's probably going to get Rookie of the Year. I think Joe Burrow would seem to be the head runner. I don't think Tua's going to see too much of the field. If he does, it's going to be late in the season. So I don't think Joe Burrow's going to win it just because of the fact of it's going to be the NFL, and it's just been proven that
I forgot about Joe
rookie.
Burrow. I really did. I still think he's going to win it though.
Yeah, but it's just been proven with quarterbacks coming in for first year have to learn everything now, especially this. Having learned to a new offense, they just don't do well. I think Joe Burrow is going to be a good quarterback in this league. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. So my pick is definitely Clyde. He's going to a championship team. He got Mr. $500 million man, as the quarterback. So he's going to find a ways to get him the ball. They're going to definitely try to run the ball more to honestly keep Patrick Mahomes from getting hurt. My team, as far as going to drop off, if they do not sign this guy, if it's not true, it is the Texans. Losing a guy like Nuke and not having him, and what have they really done? What have they really done even on the defensive side as well? And they still have their coach. As long as they still have that coach, I think they're going to do worse. I think it was luck they actually even made it to the playoffs this past year, but, it is what it is. That's just my opinion. So you still got Deshaun Watson. He's still going to do well. He's still going to scramble for his life. He's still going to throw crazy, but they're not going to win ball games. They can't continuously win ball games like that and still not really having a running game. You go ahead and get Larry Johnson. What's the running back they got? He's slipping on my mind right now. Jeez,
David Johnson. You talking about David Johnson?
I keep saying Larry Johnson, but David Johnson. We haven't hardly seen David Johnson play like in 2 years. So, who do they have over there as a running
Larry
back?
Johnson might be better.
He might be. He needs to probably get off
Larry is better. Yeah, Larry is better. Penn State.
So,
Grandma,
that's it.
Larry Jackson.
As far as a team that's going to probably grow, man, it's kind of tough for me, man. I don't know. I don't see. I really, I know everybody's big on Arizona just because of who they got, but I don't know if Kyler makes that next step. He did do well, but I don't know if he makes that next step. I can see Miami actually, surprisingly. They were close. I think with the right coaching and things like that and the players that they got and the personnel they got, I can see them making that next step. So I guess I can go with Miami. I'm not really hell-bent on that. But who you got, Tim?
Okay, so my rookie of the year is going to be part of my theory that I have here. I don't think it'll be a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the running backs that are out there are going to get enough shine out there. A lot of them are going to have other guys to compete with. So I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this is what I think happens. I think that Dallas trades a first-round pick, a third-round pick next year, or the following year, and Michael Gallup to the Jets for Jamal Adams. And that opens up. I already think that Amari Cooper's overrated, so I think CD becomes their number one receiver.
I think it's proven that he's overrated.
And then he has a phenomenal year, especially at Prescott on a contract year.
Yeah.
And they go ahead with that. If it was a quarterback, that would be a tough one, man, because I don't know we don't know about Tua's health. I mean, the guy could be healthy. He could be freaking 9 weeks away. We have no idea. So I'd probably go with Justin Herbert, only because if he did play, he'd have the best weapons out of all these guys. But I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb as my rookie of the year. And for biggest rise, I'm going to keep talking about this team. We're talking about them all season. Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
Listen, I don't think Drew Lock's the next Peyton Manning, but I think he's above average quarterback. And they have so many weapons. I don't think any team in the league has the weapons that these guys have.
Really?
Wow.
Look at their receivers. As long as
they got
guys,
some good receivers.
If their receivers are 75% of what people say they're going to be, with Hamler and Judy.
Hamler and Judy and
Sutton already had a great year. They have a above average tight end and Fant. They got Gordon and they got Lindsey and all the carry of running backs. A decent offensive line. It's not a great offensive line, but I think it's good enough. Locke's mobile enough where he's not Lamar Jackson out there, but he's mobile enough to get out of there. So I'm going to go with the Broncos on my rising there.
I like Eagles receivers better than Denver. Maybe I think
you're a little home cooking. But I say for the biggest fall, I'm going to give you two teams. The 2-for-1 special. 2 for $1. What?
No, because I don't want you to possibly take away one from me.
Okay.
I got to get mine out there. You can once I get mine out there, you can tell me your other one. I just don't want to.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. To me, they got smashed by the Niners last year. Got smashed by the Chargers. I think people saw how to stop their offense. They didn't improve anything. They drafted a backup quarterback in the first round. Their defense didn't really get better.
Nope,
I just
still
don't see how
can't
they
stop
got
the run.
I agree with the Minnesota thing. So I'm not going to say that they're definitely going to fall out, but I definitely don't think they'll be a top 2 team or something. I think they'll barely win the division, probably be a 4 seed if they make the playoffs. But I'm still going to give Minnesota a slight edge only because I like their coach a little bit better. And they had a better running game, so I'll give Minnesota a slight edge. So, I'll go with the Packers will be my team that falls.
What you got, Rob?
Got you. So I'm going to – my rookie of the year and my rise of the year, it's a part 1 and part 2. They connect. So my rookie of the year, I got the quarterback that was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, Jacob Eason. And I think the team on the rise for me will definitely be the Colts too. Kid's got a hell of an arm. Got a lot. He's got a
start.
So you think Rivers is going to get hurt, like tears ACL?
I think so. Here's my interesting thing with scenario. I don't think there's actually going to be football this year. At this point, I think we've reached a point where there's not going to be football. So I'm looking at this as when football's played again in 2021. And at that point, I think Phillip Rivers might just hang it up. He's going to call it a career. At that point, Eason will still have been a rookie. And 1 second. Eason will still be a rookie. I think that you can't let that guy sit for 2 years in a row. They didn't draft him with the intent of just being a career backup. Jacob Eason's a very good quarterback.
But in your theory, though, wouldn't Trevor Lawrence and Fields be rookies too?
Yeah.
Well, no, not technically, because they have to play another year of college football to be eligible for the draft.
No, they don't. It's years out of high school.
Yeah.
It's not
Years out of high school.
Ooh, what? Shit, I didn't consider that. I'm going to stick – all right. Well, anyway.
You can switch up. It's cool. You can switch up. Wait.
No, don't – I don't see a scenario, honestly, where Phillip Rivers plays the whole season. I think Jacob Eason steps in at some point because I think Rivers – so to clarify, if they do play, Phillip Rivers is shit, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if they started 0-3 and then they yank him. Like, and it's bad. It's a bad 0-3. And then Eason comes in and turns things around. I really
don't like
think
that
Eason,
sidearm throw, huh?
He making 25 million this year, bro. Like, they got to be like 0-6, 0-7 to let that go. That's
yeah, but I mean, if you got listen, Phillip Rivers could be signed for 25 million and not even start a game. Once they get Jacob Eason in camp and practice, you don't know what you got to. You know what I mean?
Is he crazy?
Yeah,
Is he crazy?
But as I want to think in the business mindset, Ryan, how do you bench somebody making 25 mil without being like 0-7?
Ask the New England Patriots. They had to do it when what's his name went down.
Not 25 mil.
Yeah, but money. But it was different money back then.
Yeah, but it's still salary cap, bro. That's a lot.
Though.
Yeah,
right, but he never came back, and it was the first year of that brand new contract. They took a huge hit for that.
If he never got hurt, then Brady would have never got a shot, probably.
Right. That's different.
I stand by what I said. I don't think Eason plays the full season. I don't think he plays the full season. But I think
you stand alone on that one.
And hey, as I always say, I'm a dying in silence. I'm a dying this hill. But that being said, I don't think Eason plays the full season. I think the Colts have a rocky start with Phillip Rivers. I think Eason comes in and he saves the day, and the Colts make a playoff run. And as far as my team is going to fall off, this is nothing personal, but I think
Tim.
my team that falls off personally is the 49ers. And the reason I say they fall off, I still think they're a playoff team, but they will not win their division, and they're obviously not going to go back to the Super Bowl. At least that's my opinion. It's not going to be as easy for them in that division because I really think the Cardinals are going to make a nice rise too. That being said, yeah, that's what I got on that.
What made you think I was picking them?
No, you actually took mine, the Packers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Niners were my backup.
I mean, honestly, as you guys say that, man,
my other one, though.
And you talk about the NFC, North. I mean, honestly, man, you could say that Detroit Lions could actually make a run. You know, what Green Bay hasn't done and the moves that Detroit has made, they could definitely make a run and be a surprise pick because there's going to be a surprise pick. It happens every year. A team that comes out of nowhere.
You got an extra team making the playoffs now, too.
I'm anti-Stafford.
You're anti-Stafford?
Yeah.
I'm always for him when I play fantasy. He's always a great quarterback.
Yeah, a good fantasy quarterback for sure, but the man don't have a winning record.
I don't take quarterbacks named Matt.
Oh man,
Ryan,
Matt
Barkley, none of them.
None of them.
Any of them.
Get them all out of here. Hey, well, all right, what we got next? You can't stay on this too long.
Yeah, if his name was Matt Mahomes, I wouldn't want him either.
Matt Mahomes. Get his ass out of there too.
Who's your riser, Ryan? Did you say?
Yeah, the Colts.
Okay. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you need to forget about that. I think we all need to forget about that. My
other drop team was the Patriots.
Well,
they might make the playoffs, but I don't think they win the division, and I don't think they are very high.
I think Cam saved them. But yeah, go ahead.
Dude, I think you value Cam way too much. I don't think anybody.
Whoa!
With
Let's
that
not get off topic. So as everyone knows, at least up to this point, the Madden ratings for the A couple of the wide receivers were out because they leaked that top 10 list, but specifically the top 10 quarterbacks and the top 10 running backs are out. To the surprise of no one, Mr. Money himself, Pat Mahomes, he's part of the 99 club. Also part of the 99 club.
Who's up there?
Everyone's favorite running back, especially Mr. Jackson's, Christian McCaffrey, CMC. Also in the 99 club, you got
overrated.
Stephen Gilmore and I believe Aaron Donald also.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Aaron
Yes.
Donald also.
Yes.
So
And,
I like the 99 club. It's a lot better than last year's. You know,
He said
him.
Gilmore.
Oh, you said okay, my bad.
I think they got it right this time. If you look at last year's Madden 99 club, it was also Aaron Donald.
Yes.
It was Khalil Mack. It was
D-Hop, too.
D-Hop.
My creative guy.
Tim's creative guy. And then there was one other one, but I can't remember who. That being said, I think they got it right. I don't necessarily agree with the whole idea of limiting the 99 club to 4 players, or there's some players that you could have added in there. Sure. I think D-Hop should have been one of them. I think maybe Michael Thomas should have been the 99. Also, Madden has this weird thing where they have to start off the season with only 4. I don't understand it. That being said, what do you guys think? I don't know who. I know me and Reek actually play Madden. I don't know about Reese or Tim. I don't think Bruce does.
I do.
No, you
I do.
Gotcha.
I haven't played in a while. I don't want to, trash you guys if I start playing again. So I kind of let let it slide. But if I get back on it, I'm definitely trashing y'all. So we can set that up. Yeah, you fans, y'all can vote on who's gonna trash who. I ain't wearing elite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing elite for no reason. Had to make sure I said over here, but had to make sure TV. But either way, like Nike, I just do it. I don't want to gloat. I don't want to promote myself. But if you need my gamer tag, it is Reese Rowe on a box. But either way, so I think they got it right. You had to give it to Christian, right, Reek? You had to give it to Christian.
No, you did not. Oh my gosh, yo.
You had to give it to Christian. Man set a record, bro. First running back to do it. You had to. And as they continuously, he's gotten literally better ever since he came into the league. The stats don't lie, right?
No, they lie. They lie.
Women lie, but numbers don't
lie.
Right.
And that 6 and 10 don't lie either.
Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't lie.
Right, they don't lie.
So that 6 and 10 wasn't just all on Christian. And I don't know why a running back is getting, in your eyes, Reek, is getting so much of the backlash, right? You keep saying that. And we all know that this is a quarterback-driven league. And when you don't have a quarterback, holy shit, you go 6 and 10. But I'll digress. So either way, Christian, CMC, C-Mac, Mr. Everything. Once again, he's 99 because he does damn near everything, that you can ask for a running back to do. Mr. I flow like water, Bruce Lee, Christian McCaffrey. That's Mr. 99. So guess what, Madden? I think you got me back. I will be playing this year just because I feel like you got these 5 right, and you definitely got Mr. C-Mac correct. Reek, tell us what you really think, even though we kind of know what you think already. But tell me, look, I'm gonna
leave Christian McCaffrey last. We're gonna get it though. So first of all, this is the first time I've seen somebody be on the cover and not be a 99. Patrick Mahomes was a 99 last year. I think AB was a 99 a year before.
Now you have Mahomes actually wasn't a 99 last year. It was a 97 to start the game.
I thought he was a 99, the 99 club. But okay.
Nah, not last year.
Okay, so he's a 97. So they must have changed that the last couple of years. I think when Brady was there, he was a 99. So then you have Christian McCaffrey at 99. The next running back is 93 with Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Derrick Henry
for the people that play Madden, right? And I play Madden a lot, and I run the ball a lot. The key main things you need from a running back is to be able to break tackles, stiff arm, or truck, and be able to juke, have agility. So if you're 99, you need to have 99 in one of them. His best attribute is carrying the football at 98. That's a joke. That's your 99 because he don't fumble. That's Emmitt Smith in Mutt League. His best attribute was carrying the ball. He's only a 92 speed. Now, I think that's a knock on him. I think he's faster than 92 speed.
Definitely faster than that.
I would have gave him a 94. In my personal opinion, he should have been like a 95, 96 overall. I'd be cool with that. If you want making the best back in the game at 96 overall, that's cool with that. But 99, and you have no attributes that wow you. Last year, Aaron Donald was 99 strength, 99 power move, 99 finesse move. That's 99. D-Hop, 99 catch in traffic, 99 catch. That's 99. Like,
real quick shout out to Aaron Donald, because this is actually his third straight Madden game where he started off in the 99 club.
Right, shout
Get them
out
golden
to him.
shoes. Get them
Even
golden cleats.
Josh Allen, who a lot of people have as trash, has a 99 throwing power. But this guy's a 99 overall, has nothing in it, nothing 99 for a running back. Now, ball carry vision, I've seen none of those are 99, but he's 99. I don't understand. I'm telling you right now, y'all take Christian McCaffrey y'all want to on them Carolina Panthers teams.
Hey, look.
I can run for 200 yards. I'll take Derrick Henry, and I'll run for 250 on you with his stiff arm and his trucking. I'll take that all day. I think it's a joke that he's at 99. This is my point. This is the overrated stuff going to the nth degree. Like, 99, he's not that good for 99. If you want to say no running back should be 99, okay, I'm cool. But 99? I bet you his catching not even 99. Like,
no, his catching,
route running, nothing
99,
99. That's a joke.
His catching is 82. But he has so many different things that is up there. I know. He has so many different things up there. That's 97. So I think I understand what you're saying, Reek, and I don't mean to cut you off, Rob. But I understand what you're saying, that he should have one thing that is 99 in which he could go here. So I understand it. But I think they're making him 99 because it's just not one part of his game that he's just great. They're saying his overall game is just flat out great.
Yeah, but if you're a 99, bro, there's got to be something in the game that's the best. That's why you're a 99.
I mean, but look, his agility is 97. Is
that 99, bro?
I understand it. But also, look, his carries are 98. So when you put those things, I understand what you're saying.
Once carrying the ball.
So, but they're very close. So you're saying a lot of his best attributes aren't just one thing. They're like, you're saying like his agility is his, you know what I'm saying? What else is there? His awareness.
So let me clarify how CMC got the 99 here. You made the point that Aaron Donald has a bunch of stats that are at 99. Well, Aaron Donald also has a lot more low points when you go through his numbers, his ratings, whereas Christian McCaffrey across the board is pretty consistently in the 90s.
Right, but he's going to be more dominant. When you had Aaron Donald who first played the game, he got sacks, paused all the time. I can't use Christian McCaffrey and get 200 yards running with a 92 speed. If you're getting a 97 speed, I would be like, all right, bet. Like Lamar Jackson, even though he had 96 or 97 in the game, that 96 speed is going to be unstoppable. Patrick Mahomes with the 99 overall. You probably got 99 profile, 9 throwing power. That's going to be ridiculous.
Hey, well, just a little plug because we've talked about doing this before, and I guess we can put it out there for the people now. The Football Guys Madden tournament is something that is definitely being discussed. Just so all the listeners out there know, we are definitely
Whoever wants to work, come get it.
But I don't want to take all the time. What you got, Tim, on this? What you got?
Yeah, what you got?
I don't think anybody deserves to be 99 because I don't think anybody's that close to perfect. I think like 95 should be the highest you can be because, like I said, nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws. But I agree with Ro on one thing, that I agree that the reason CMC got the 99 was because he checks boxes all across the board, just like Mahomes. Mahomes has a lot of different boxes. Donald has a lot of boxes. Gilmore has a lot of boxes. It's like when you're picking a woman to be your wife. You can't just have one box checked. You have to have checks and balances in a bunch of different boxes. It's the same thing with your 99 Madden. You need a variety. You need to spread the wealth a little bit. You can't just be real fast or real strong or real tall or real whatever. You gotta have a little bit of everything.
You do. You know what I mean? Get a little seasoning in there. You know, to me, it's crazy that the fact of, you know, no one has a problem with Pat Mahomes being 99, right? You know, but Pat Mahomes doesn't have not one rating that is a 99. So how is it okay for Pat Mahomes to be rated 99? He doesn't have a rating at all.
If he don't, that's a problem too. I'm not gonna say it's not a problem. That's a problem too.
I want to make sure of that.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
problem
saying?
too. How you a 99 and I have one thing that's a 99? That's a joke.
Tim the Joseph all
that's
99.
not even good math.
He's always 99.
How you the best rated game and not have one thing that's a 99? I could create a player and make him 99 if I want their 99. That's a joke.
But I think that's going to change. You know, if we have a season. I know Ryu alluded to we're probably not going to have a season, and honestly,
We're gonna have a season.
We're gonna have a season, bro.
Hey, look, we're going to. I said this before in our other episode. We're going to see how big the NFL conglomerate is, you know, and see how well they will be able to control, you know, this nation in that day, Sunday, at least Sunday. So, but we've talked about this already. But either way, back to this Madden ratings. It is one of the things that you're really going to have to understand that they're going to change that. If we have a season, they're going to change that. They're probably going to up the thing for Christian McCaffrey and for Patrick Mahomes and say, all right, hey, like I think Pat Mahomes is 97 on awareness. They're probably going to up that to 99 to help, you know what I mean, guys like you, Rick, are saying like, whoa, he doesn't have anything that's 99. His awareness is going to probably be 99. You know, with Christian McCaffrey, it'll probably be his agility, you know what I'm saying, that will go up to be 99. I don't understand, to be totally honest with you, I don't understand how they got Derrick Henry as the second best back, you know what I'm saying, in Madden over guys like Saquon Barkley. You know,
because of what he did in that postseason, King Henry, baby. He should have been faster. He should have been 92 speed,
You're talking
94
about a guy.
acceleration, because you can't catch him when he's out in the open field. He's gone.
Moster's not a 99 or 94. And he had just as good a pull-off run as Henry did.
Yes.
Game. Derrick had 3.
Well, just because they were a lower seed.
Week 17 and the 2 in the open seed.
A lower seed, them bumps.
Now, 200 is impressive. 200 is impressive, though.
Damn right it is.
So he should have. They should give him like speed. Some should be ridiculous with him with speed. Like for example, Henry Ruggs got a 99, 98 speed as a rookie. Like
that is
right.
That's
so
crazy.
like most should have some that's maybe like 99 juke or something stupid like that. That's up there that shouldn't be up there because he had 200 yards. That's impressive.
Hey, and to y'all thing, Madden says there's not a huge gap with QBs neither, as we talked about before in other episodes.
Carson,
where they got Russell Wilson.
Overall, that's a joke.
97. They got 97
overall. Carson, how? You leave your team with practice squad wide receivers. You are 84 overall. You tied with Dak, empty calories Prescott.
Yes.
It's probably because once his injury thing is probably like 6.
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. Make the injury. Oh, you want to make that's fine. But, like, that's ridiculous. They got Tom Brady. Bro. They got at 90. Patrick, they got Matt Ryan at 87. How you at 87 when he won like 4 games? Like,
hey, Matt put
Julio,
up numbers.
Like, how's Julio not a 99? Like, I don't understand. Like, what else does Julio have to do? Every year he's argued to be the best receiver.
Catch touchdowns.
He's not a 99.
Gotta get some touchdowns. Just I don't know what to tell you, young
His
man.
His speed should be a 97. Wait.
We've heard Reek go on and on and on about CMC. That kind of gives me an idea, and I just want to get our fans' feedback on that. I think it might be a good idea to we'll do a little screening process, and we'll find a Carolina Panthers fan that's ready to come on and argue and debate the case for CMC being properly respected the way he is. And have maybe
this young man straight.
Yeah, so fans, let us know if that's something you'd be into, like hearing Reek debate with a Carolina Panthers fan about CMC.
Just as long as they know I
think that'd make for a good episode. But anyway, that covers all the topics we have for today. As always, we are the Football Guys Podcast. He's Tariq, he's Reese, he's Timmy. I'm Ryan. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Please, if get your mom, dad, brother, sister, cousins, aunts, uncles, niece, nephew, grandchildren, grandparents, get them to like us on Facebook. Roommate, coworker, ex-boyfriend, current boyfriend. Partner. Yes, if you're entangled, have them subscribe. Getting in an entanglement and have them subscribe. That's all you got to do. So that being said, we're going to shut it down. Unfortunately, Bruce wasn't able to hop on tonight. He had some circumstances come up. Such is life. Anyway, until next time.